Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to GR06 2006. My name is KPZ. We're continuing on our quote-unquote career mode playthrough. I actually had a career of a horse that wasn't that great. I did another breeding. It didn't really work out. So I'm not going to show you that horse's career. So we're going to look through some breeding choices here. But yeah, I just had a long career of a late developing horse, and it was a lot of non-wins and replays and stuff like that. So I'm not running away from it and pretending it didn't happen. But on the other hand, I'm not gonna bore you with that playthrough. I've got a couple of other horse careers in the barn. They are really nice. This video, the whole video is just going to be one horse. It's about an hour and a half long. That was the horse that I bred, called Love Shack. As you can see, late development, very short intervals, just 6 to 8 furlongs. So yeah, I'm not really looking to breed that horse at all. Although it will throw up things that make it look like it would be a great breeding partner. You know what I mean? So we'll look at some other ones here. I want to say, do I have Indian Lark on the other end of this breeding combo? And basically still, I'm just trying to unlock different races here. So I'm looking for a breeding pair that's going to give me some horse that will win and allow me to unlock some future races and the Field of Legends. So we had that huge bet that we won that gave us lots of points or money to breed with. The next horse, you saw it there, really good at that very limited 6 to 8 furlong distance. But it was also a filly, so that kind of limits what you can do sometimes. So here's our next bred horse. And we get this message again that'll be like nothing the world's ever seen. Spinning post crossed with Indian Lark. And when I think of Indians, Native Americans, and I think of a post, I think of a totem pole. So I am going to name my horse Totem. Alright, and it is a bay filly. And we will go into my horse and take a look here. I skew towards breeding fillies for some reason. Alright, we've got a open circle interval. Look at that. Good Lord. 5 special abilities. Now keep in mind you can only carry 2 of them forward to the breeding shed. But 5 special abilities. That's why they said this horse is like nothing the world's ever seen. Good gracious. Alright, it is an A-type development, so it's going to take a little bit before it's totally ready for grade 1. But let's go into the title collection and try to do some work with our new horse, Totem. Alright, so we'll go for the new game. We'll go over to my horse, Totem. 17,600 to race this horse. That's almost double any other horse I have. Goodness. Alright. And if it develops properly, I think Totem could be a good breeding partner as well, based on the interval. I'm hoping that this horse can go a little bit of a longer distance, but we'll find out here as we go for the Marigold Stakes. All right, and we're a turf horse, sunny, fast, and firm surface. We're going to get our bet in, and we're on the rail. That's probably good. I don't think there's rough on this track, but I guess we'll find out. All right, mostly a horse that likes to run just off the lead, also can run in the pack.
Horses are in the gate.
for the Marigold Stakes on the inside turf course.
And away they go.
All right, that was an okay start. I don't feel rough. There's no... Why am I moving out? There's no rough. Yeah, stay on the rail. Don't be dumb. All right, really easy to keep this horse in the green right now, although it is running much faster than the green, so we're going to dial it back because we don't want to overheat the horse. There, it's overheating a little bit. You can see we're not burning green like we have in some of our other horses when they're overheating. Clearly better than the field. We're going to hit the whip and get strong heart right out of the gate. And cruising to victory at what they're calling the slow pace. But we were not challenged in any meaningful way for our first win.
We have a winner.
All right, good job, horse. All right, so we didn't get our bet. I don't think we did, but we did get strong heart to trigger. So one of our 5 abilities is triggered in the very first race. All right, let's take a look at our horse card. Are we going to look at the horse card? Nope, we're just going to pick the next race. In the green, on the turf, it's saying 9. So hopefully this is a longer range ability horse, like 9 to 15 or 9 to 16 would be great. We'll do the Canary Stakes in Phoenix. And take a look at the odds. Again, we're the overwhelming favorite. We'll do another exacta. 7 to 2. Get that bet in there. All right, I have to admit, I recorded this a while ago. I've recorded a bunch of these in a row, and then I do the voiceovers every other week, so I don't recall exactly how this horse's career went.
And away they go. That was a beautiful
I mean,
start.
It was good. You know, how good, I'm not quite sure, so I have a really, really good one coming up. But this one should be pretty good. Don't want to get trapped here. I'm feeling trapped. I mean, the only way to go for us is forward right now. I don't want to speed up and overheat. So I'm trying to get to a better position. That being said, we're almost to the end of the race. So that one horse took off the 6. Let's see if we can chase down the 6. And if we can't chase down the 6, it doesn't really matter to me because it's a just starting out race, and our horse is just an A grade right now. So we will take the loss there, and it's not a grade 1, so the replay rule is not in effect. So we could have done better there. Said we're overpaced. That's probably accurate. No payoff, obviously. I hope everyone's having a great day, great weekend. I had to work in the on there. All right, you can see double circle on the turf, filled at triangles, which is just average rating for the track. Clockwise, counterclockwise, or tight turns. So all that we're strictly average on. The big thing is we've got pretty good endurance with that open circle interval, and we excel on the turf. So we're going to be running mostly on turf. All right, still overwhelming favorite. Sunny, fast, and firm here at Boston. Unfortunately, the Boston, I think I mentioned this in a previous video, the Boston track closed. I think before COVID. And I think I looked it up last time and talked about it, so maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should. Let's see.
The horses are
I think it's called Suffolk Downs, maybe. Well, they've got the Suffolk Downs simulcasting
That
But
was a great start.
Suffolk's Down opened in 1935 for a cost of $2 million, and it was sold in May of 2017. Last day of live racing, June 30th, 2019. And all they have left in Massachusetts now is harness racing, which I do not care about at all.
Looking good.
Yep, sorry. Hey, we triggered a special ability called Free. Anytime you're running and you're unbothered, I guess, you can trigger Free. It gives you a little energy boost.
Midway down the back stretch.
We're going to work our way free of the pack to the outside and try to get our stuff a little bit faster in the green. As you can see, the horses are starting to pull away, so we speed up a little bit. Go a little bit into the yellow. Don't use any of our green meter there, so that was good. Lugging out here to the outside to get clear, and we're going to hit the whip.
To go.
And off we go.
Wow. Quick
And we
reaction.
trigger another special
An
ability,
amazing
last
burst of
corner
speed.
leader. Again, gives your horse a little jolt there.
Excellent.
And we cruise to victory for Totem. Yep, you gotta like it when you look at that down
No
the stretch
one
where you're
can
playing
match
your
you.
horse all alone. Alright. We set the course record in the Cosmos Stakes. And I think we hit our exacta as well. But we unlocked Free and last corner leader. And we make a little bit of money back. And now let's go look at our horse card. Drum roll, please. All right, we are at the star rating. Free, Strong Heart, last corner leader. The other two, maybe Grit. I was hoping the other one might be Rough Okay. I guess we'll find out in the future. Still, all the same information. So we did kick up to the star level, not at the superstar yet. So we should be able to compete in any level of racing right now. We are going to go back to Boston. Is this the Harvard Stakes? Go down the Harbour, park my car. All right. Harvard Stakes, we're starting in the 6 hole. We're going to get that exacta 6-2 in. And for 900. Sunny, fast, and firm track, and we should have no problem dominating the field.
The horses
I
are in
really
the gate.
appreciate the people who are watching. I know this is a very old game. I know probably the other people who subscribe to my channel are like, what is this old ass game being played for? It's just a game that I love. I love horse racing. Specifically dirt racing more than the turf, really. But I'll bet on dirt or turf racing.
Hey, what are you doing?
Not a fan of harness racing, not a fan of quarter horse racing, but I love thoroughbred horse racing. And until they get a modern game that I consider to be good, which I do not consider Far Lap to be good, because this is about the breeding. You know, I have G1 Jockey over on the table, also a PS3 game, or a PS2 game, pardon me. G1 Jockey is all about the jockey. Gallop Racer is about the breeding of the horses, and that's why I like it, because you like to see what different combos produce and stuff like that. Obviously, this horse, allegedly a monster because it has 5 special abilities. That's pretty wild. Only 2 of them carry forward in the breeding shed, however, though, so really depends on which ones trigger the most. All right, we're getting close to the whip. We are in the top 4 horses right now. We're going to hit the whip and take off.
To go.
The number 4 is trying to come with us.
Wow. Quick reaction.
We get last corner leader, and again, just a little jolt sends our horse clear, and we cruise to victory again in Harvard, the Harvard Stakes. All right.
We have a winner.
Good job, Totem. Extra carrot when you get back to the barn. All right, gave us an SS for position. I guess we don't need high grades for everything if you win that like that. All right, here in the barn, we're going to take a look. No new information anywhere on the screen. I would imagine by the end of this year, we're going to be in the superstar status. All right, November, we're in Philly Cup. Let's do that. I was going to try to fit one in before the Philly Cup. The Fantasy Stakes down in San Francisco. All right. 7 furlongs, sunny, fast, and firm on the turf. We are easily the race favorite. We're going to get our 9-7 exacta in at 9.9 to 1. Ancient Emblem apparently is our rival. So yeah, anyway, to the few people that are watching this, I hope you enjoy these. If you enjoy it, please hit the like button. You don't have to comment. I mean, everybody's experience with this game is different. But if you want advice about the game, there is a Gallop Racer subreddit I created, and you're more than welcome to stop by. It has some basic information there for new players. As far as buying a new or used game, I would just buy whichever one is the cheapest, because you're not gonna, there are no codes or anything like that. Basically, you know, it's a 20-year-old game at this point. So as long as you have a working PS2, and PS2s have been proven in my experience to be pretty robust. I have the slim PS2, but they are kind of a workhorse gaming console that should be able to be played long into the future, so I am anticipating continuing this game for years. Hey, look at that. We got the revolutions. We were losing. Now we are not losing. We trigger Strong Heart, and we're just laying on the whip because it doesn't hurt the horse when you're in the revolutions. Destructive victory, clearly dominating the field, and we hit our exacta, I believe. So great win there for Totem. It is harder for the horses with a head or a pack interval, their racing interval thing, to get the revolution. So that was awesome. And we did get paid. All right. And maybe we unlocked some more information on our horse card. All right, we did unlock some more. Braking 82, response 82, power 72, all yellow. Remember the last horse we raced had a bunch of numbers that were blue? I hope we don't have any blue. I hope it's all yellow and red. All right, we are going for the Philly Cup. We should be able to compete distance-wise, no problem, since our horse starts at 9 furlongs and up. All right, Ancient Emblem, again, we're going to do an 8-10 exacta. 8 furlongs on the turf here in Toronto, sunny, fast and firm. And 10.6 to 1 will get our bet in. And then we'll get to the race. And yeah, even if I had 1 million credits, I would still keep betting. Because to me, it's just smart to make money off your horse while you can. All right, kind of a tri-oval track configuration there. Very interesting.
The horses are on the track.
And not a great start, but not terrible.
And away they go.
You know, I'm really hoping that in the future we can get a couple more horse tracks. Basically, the future of horse racing has been dying because they haven't been able to get a lot of young people interested in horse racing. The New York Racing Association does a great job of marketing on their TV broadcasts, but I think what horse racing really needs is for them to, and I hate to say EA Sports, but horse racing needs to hook up with EA Sports or Tecmo and make another version of this game to get the younger generation interested. It needs to be a modern console game, maybe with a pre-order, you know, but I think this game could be successful in the modern era with the racing, the winning you're in. You get licenses to actually use the race names and the track profiles. I just think somebody has to be willing to outlay the money to do that. I don't think anyone is. And we cruised to victory, got another last corner leader there, I believe. Easy victory in the Philly Cup, our first grade 1 win.
We have a winner!
And you know, the thing is, they have sports games for lacrosse. The Tour de France has a yearly franchise entry. How can a sport like horse racing, which is so popular around the world, not have a modern game? It just doesn't make any sense to me, you know? What do I know? Paintball, more popular than horse racing. All right, I don't think we're going to be able to compete for that. Trying to unlock some more of these titles. You know, sometimes you have to unlock the titles that are available as well. I really don't think this horse can do that, although it might be able to, but kind of depends on our top end distance. Oh my God, I'm hiccuping all over the place. We could try for the Princess Road. All right, are we going to take a look? I guess we're not. Are we going to try the Young Crown Cup? We got plenty of energy. All right, we're going to Miami. From Toronto to Miami in 1 week. And we're going to race in the Young Crown Cup. 8 furlongs on the turf. Cloudy, fast, and firm. And we're going to get our exacta in. And clearly we're the favorite. All right. Not as good odds as we're used to. And if you're just stumbling on these videos and you've never watched horse racing, just go watch the Belmont Stakes from this year. It was an incredible race. It was just a great race. You know, it had all the top horses in it.
And away they go.
Sovereignty forced his way, imposed his will on the other horses at the end of that race. Really an incredible race. I can't believe there was an inquiry when he did that, when he forced his way through those other 2 horses. But definitely a great race. And you know, here's the other thing. Go watch some old Kentucky Derbies or Triple Crown races. Just because they're older doesn't mean they aren't good too, you know. And, you know, maybe the best performance of all time, Secretariat, had a huge win, I believe, in the Belmont, you know. So, granted, they didn't have the same size fields back then as they do now. Some of those horse fields were pretty small, like 8 horses. Some of the derbies I've watched have been 20 horses racing, which is wild to think about. All right, coming around the last corner, we're going to get last corner leader. Yes, we do. A whip, just a whip. Can we trigger any other ability? No, we're not going to need it. Cruise to victory. We do not get our exacta. So back-to-back grade 1, we beat the girls, then we turn around and beat the boys.
We have a winner!
Totem is a pretty special horse. I think we might get SS after this race. What do you think? All right, we do not get SS, but look, it's all yellow numbers, 88 speed, 86 staying, 70 stamina, and we added an 83 for courage. Only great at regular turf. Everything else is the filled triangle, which is just average. Our racing interval is an open circle, which is above average. So let's try and find our next race here, whether it's racing the girls or the boys. As you can see on those open classification races, the weight is prohibitively high. I'm going to go look again at our horse titles here and see what we need. Cherry Cup is our next one, so let's take a look at that. And Cherry Cup is also needed for the Spring Triple Tiara. And that we can't get because the Royal Cup, I don't think we can race in the Royal Cup until year 4. Grand Slam, we don't have enough distance. The Winter GP, I think, might be 16 furlongs. GP Hunter, again, we need a longer running horse for that. This is out there, Oaks Derby, Prince Cup. We might be able to get the irregular triple. We will have to see if the horse is developed fully by then. All right, so let's see if we can avoid going into the yellow before this race, and we can't. There it is, we'd be in the yellow. That's not ideal. So I've got to find an intermediate race to run in here. Tampa is a possibility. And we are going to run in Tampa. And when you run in Tampa, keep in mind, I got 2 grade 1s in a row. To get 5 grade 1s in a row, it's going to reset that when we run in Tampa. So for the G1 Hunter, I think. So it's going to reset that. We did get the 2-year-old award. And we are the favorite here in Tampa. So we will get our bet in, the exacta.
The horses are in the gate.
All right. The Tampa Stakes on the inner turf. Perfect start.
And they're off. That was a great start.
Oh, if you've got a horse with start dash and you get that perfect start, you will take off, man. All right. I'm pretty happy with my position. All right, I was happy with my position. Now I'm not happy with my position because these other horses are trying to box me in. Very cautious about getting boxed in. Maybe I can get over to the rail. Slip behind the 2 in front of the 1. Can we go over? I think right now I was trying to speed up to get over there and the horse won't speed up. And now we are alongside the 1, so that is not going to work. So we'll let the 1 pass us maybe.
Looking
and then
good.
go to the inside. 3 triggers again. And now I'm just like, you know what? Let's just go to the outside.
They're midway down the back
We sped up
stretch.
a little too much. Our green is continuing to rebuild a little bit, so that's good. And again, these outside horses keep coming over to box me in. So we will start to lug out, and we're getting caught in between horses. Hit the whip. We've got a lot of ground to make up here. The 2, the 7 came with us. We're going to eke ahead of the 2.
Burst of speed.
No special abilities trigger, and we're just going to pull away for the victory there in the Tampa Stakes. All right, horse
We
is too
have a
good.
winner.
What can I say? Good looking horse. All right, there is the victory. We were lauded for our start dash, and we have made back all the money we spent breeding, racing, the horse and all that. So we're now in the positive and going to start making money. And we are now superstar status, speed up to 90, 9 to 13 racing interval. I wish it was longer. Like if it was 16, I think this horse could have gotten the, I can't remember the name of it now. The Triple Tiara thingy, maybe where you do the men's and the ladies races. I can't remember the name of it. But we could have won that Triple Crown and Tiara, but we don't have enough distance to compete with male horses on a 16 furlong race or a 15 furlong race. We just don't have that, and I'm not going to make this horse try and do that because that's not going to end well. So that's the one disappointment I see for me on that horse's racing card. I wish that distance would have been a little bit longer. 9 to 15 or 9 to 16 would have been perfect. And then this really would have been like an incredible, incredible horse. All right, here in Toronto, the cherry blossoms are falling on the tri-oval. Looks foggy. Super long shot there.
The horses
And we are going to race 8 furlongs. Not a great start.
And
I think
away
it's
they
rough on
go.
this track, as you can see by the coloration of the turf. So we're going to have to get out of that. Although I am going to race in it a little bit to see if I can get rough track okay to trigger. And it wasn't triggering, so I'm going to move out of it. Maybe I should have just stayed a little bit longer, see if I could get it to go. But I'm not. I guess I was not brave enough to keep doing that. All right, we're in a good position. We are going a little bit over speed. We're still gaining green despite that, so that's good. Although our green is now topped out, which is terrible.
Okay, this is where the race is
And
won.
we're at a fast pace. Starting to lose ground here. We're going to increase our speed a little bit. 3 furlongs to go. Moving up. We're going to go into the yellow. Get free. Hit the whip.
2 furlongs to
Off
go.
we go. The 6 is coming with us. We are using the reins. We are going to need the special abilities to win. Oh, we don't have it today. No.
Oh,
No.
they've reached their
We're
limit.
going to replay that.
Finish.
Yep, I don't think we won that race. No, we lost by a nose.
Oh, too bad.
Oh my goodness. And we were closing too, that's the worst part. All right, we're going to replay the Cherry Cup here. I got dinged on my start. Yep, I don't edit it out when I lose. Although, I mean, not that anybody's making these videos anymore, so. It's not like I could say, oh, Joe Blow edits out when he loses, and I don't. All right, perfect start there. That's good.
And away they go.
We are off.
That was a great
Are we going to
start.
try to trigger rough track okay? Yes, we are. Is it going to work? Nope. I kept it in there long enough to where I think it should have triggered. So I just don't know what that other orange one is, orange ability. We have 1 red circle for the revolutions. We need the red X next, and I think our speed is going up and down way too much. Slow down, horse.
Okay, this is where the race is won.
Can't keep it in the green. It's unfortunate. All right, we did get it. We're going to whip at 1.8. Just want to get clear of everybody.
2 furlongs
Oh, I
to
whipped
go.
too early.
Wow,
Oh, I
quick
whipped too
reaction.
early.
The
Oh my
adrenaline's really
God,
flowing.
please. No. Oh, we're just going to get it. Oh my God, I whipped too early. What an imbecile. Oh gosh. Yeah,
We have
I
a
should have gotten the
winner.
revolutions that race. I whipped too early. All right, we get the victory in our replay. I screwed it up bad on the stretch. But we won. That's the important thing. All right, we're going to go back to back again. Speed ticking up a little bit to 91. Azalea Cup. Nope. Young Mile Cup, yes. Yeah, I just don't think I can do all those races though. Yeah, Triple Crown and Tierra, I think some of those are too long. I think the Prince Cup is 15 furlongs, distance-wise. So Young Mile, Washington Oaks, I think we're going to focus on that. Yep, I can't compete at the longer distances for the Triple Crown and Tierra. It's really disappointing. It is very hard to breed a filly that can compete in that race, or for that title. Pardon me. All right, so we're gonna do the Young Mile Cup, 8 furlongs on the turf in DC. And we can do the Washington Oaks. That's pretty much at the end of our range there. Our range is 13 and that's 12. Some of the boys' races are 15 or 16 furlongs. So, all right, let's get our bet in. Looks like a foggy day in the nation's capital. We're on the far outside.
The horses are on the track.
Rainy. I don't know, maybe muddy and yielding. Perfect start. So
And
track
away
surface
they go.
not ideal
That was
for
a
our
great
horse.
start.
Get a great start. We're going to start trying to move over. Maybe get a blocking complaint there. Sometimes I wonder what would happen if the computer rode my horse.
Looking
Would it do
good.
better or worse? All right, we get free triggering here in the middle of the pack. We're going to try to move over towards the rail.
Okay, this is where the race is won.
I'm trying to get into the rough. But is there rough? Look at there. Give me a perfect path
They're
to
in the home
finish.
stretch.
Thank you so much, everybody. Take off.
2 furlongs to go.
Boom. One horse is sticking with us, nosing ahead. We're working the reins, hitting the whip. Can we get a nose in front? Yes, we do. And we're going to win that race.
We have a winner.
All right, we reached the horse title racer
title
totem,
race.
Spring Triple Tierra. Just ahead of Radiant Amber. We're going to hit our bet. Man, I am yawning a lot. I must have insomnia. All right, Washington Oaks. It's going to be our next race. We are clearly the favorite. We're going to get our bet in. All right. And hey, the Triple Crown is already over. That doesn't mean there's still not great racing left. I want to say I think there's some turf races in Britain coming up that are really important. In the fall, there's going to be the Breeders' Cup, which should be in California, maybe at Del Mar. Why don't I look that up? I said California Del Mar. It's probably in Texas or something.
The horses
So
are
I'm
on
not
the track.
totally paying attention to the race right now. Breeders'
Go!
Cup
Oh,
2025.
it's a late start.
All right. October is October 31st and November 1st. And it is in Del Mar. Look at that. You think I know what I'm talking about? So Halloween and All Saints Day in Del Mar. Del Mar has a really cool old-timey theme song. All right. We are in the middle of the pack here. I'm going to go to the outside. back a little bit farther than I would really truly like. But that being said, I'm hoping that a clear running path opens up in front of me. That being said, with 7 furlongs left to go, some of these guys are still moving in, and I'm in the yellow, so I gotta slow down. We have no chance of getting a revolution today, so that is not going to happen. I've heard there's also revolutions with 3 X's. I've got to say I've never seen that happen. So
5 furlongs to go.
if we get one, I'll make a big deal about it, but I don't know that that is a thing. All right, we are in the back of the pack here. Look at all these guys moving to the outside. So we've got to move to the outside to get around them, because they're just going to move right in front of us. All right, hit the whip. We got a whip. We got a whip. What are you waiting for? Whip, whip, whip. All right, right to the front. The 12 is going to try to stick around a little bit. I'm not even using the reins. We're just going to hand ride to the finish line. All right, I made such a big deal about kind of an easy win.
We have a winner.
All right, horse title.
Yes. Horse
Boom,
titler.
Spring Triple Tiara. We unlocked the Triple Tiara, and we're probably going to get that too. We set the course record 222 and 4, even though we only had 1 SS. We hit our bet. We're over 700,000 points. So all in all, I would consider that race to be a rousing success. And we're out of energy. All right, 1 skill is in the blue. Feel is 35. Not really that shocking. Still haven't unlocked the last 2 skills. We probably won't at this point. I think you can see this is going to be a sustained growth interval. Taking a look at some of these races, Washington Derby, we could do that. We could do the Spring Mile Cup. Summer GP is 11, but I want to say I think the winter one is 16. So we'll do the Summer GP just to see where we're at. Kind of like a pound for pound. We're racing the boys, we're racing the older boys. Are we going to be the favorite? I think so. Cloudy G and G. I'm not sure what G means. Good and good. I don't know what G means in regards to turf. It's not a track status I'm familiar with. You know, on a dirt track, they seal the track. It could be muddy, it could be sloppy, it could be firm. But G is a track surface a terminology I'm not familiar with, so maybe it just means good. I mean, I don't know.
The horses are on the track.
As opposed to firm. All right, not a great start. I think we're going to pass in front of the grandstand twice. I kind of really like it when you have a longer race and you pass in front of the grandstand twice. It's like you give everybody 2 chances to cheer for you up close. All right, we move right to the rail. No rough on this track. We just got to get the 1 to move out of my way. He moves over, gives me the rail. Thank you so much.
Looking good.
If we could speed up a little bit. We already triggered free. And so I think 1 has shown he's got a tendency to move over. So I think we're going to be able to squeeze by him on the rail, no problem. And we are going to be able to squeeze by him on the rail, no problem. Now we do have the 9 up in front of us against the rail. I'm just going to go around the 9 to the left side, if it comes down to that. All right, we're in a great place. Hopefully we can keep it right here in the green. We've moved out, so we won't get impeded by the 9. The 13 is way out in front. Again, I'm not worried about the 13 right now. Presumably I can reel him in. The 5 just sped up a little bit. And again, sped up a little bit. I don't want to say I'm slowing down. We're going to hit the whip. Got to move inside of the 13. And what is happening? All right. Extra speed. Come on, horse. Oh, we're not going to get it done. Nope, we're not.
Finish!
I waited too long. Oh, that's all my fault. I feel bad too. There's no need to replay that. That was all my fault. I could have easily won that race. I just made some bad decisions on the stretch. So we're gonna retry that, I think. Oh, I guess we're not. I'm a dummy. Sometimes you just take a loss. And we're in the gray. Yikes. All right. I think I'm looking for almost the green or blue. Yikes. We do the Sprinters Cup in Miami. Or we could do the Princess Cup. 10 furlongs. In San Francisco. Yeah, well, I need the Princess Cup. I'm not going to get that, I don't think. Requires too much distance. King Cup Autumn. I need the King Cup Autumn. At some point, if I want that Washington, D.C. triple. Alright, so we should be doing the Princess Cup. And the Prince Cup is 15 furlongs. That's why I can't... I guess I could try it. We would probably not win, though. I think I'm going to see how I feel. And I just should have gone for it here. But, yeah. I think it's just too far for this horse to compete. What do I know? But I don't think I ended up entering that. Oh, all right. Looks like an inner turf course here in San Francisco. 10 furlongs, sunny, fast and firm.
The horses are on the track.
Pretty good start.
And they're off.
Moving inside, had a little bit of a collision there.
Watch out.
Oh, more
Looking
collision.
good.
We trigger free. I moved inside and then was like, wait a minute, this isn't any good. So I moved back to the outside. Not a great game plan. I'm only can get away with this because I'm racing fillies. I think our filly is strong
They're
enough
midway
to,
down the back stretch.
even if I race terrible, to still win this race. Couldn't do that against the boys, though. Couldn't get away with that. All right, moving up a little bit. The track always has that dip in it. Oh, I find it so funny. All right, we got to get to the whip here. We get to the whip. We take off.
2 furlongs
Can we
to
catch
go.
the 2? Yep, we can catch the 2.
An amazing burst
Surging
of
to
speed.
the lead and cruising to victory. Finishing kick blew away the field.
We have a winner.
All right.
Yes. Horse title earned.
Horse title reach, Triple Tiara, All Rounder is unlocked, Princess Road is unlocked. We will have to see. I don't care about the ratings. We easily won that race. Bad on the stretch, but they gave me a superstar rating for the stretch at the same time. If that makes sense to you, please let me know in the comments. All right. Well, we got to see what that Princess Road requires. I think, is it the Autumn Cup? 3 skills in the red at this point. Staying, speed, and tenacity. And we do have that sustained growth curve. Looks like it's actually a longer sustained growth curve, so that's nice. All right, it's there. Should I try it? I'm not eligible for this thing. Why would I do that? I think we need the King Cup Autumn. That's my personal belief for that princess thingamajigger. But are we going to look at the horse titles? Yes. All right, all-rounder, so I need a grade 1 dirt. Are we going to look for the Princess Road? Good grief. Can you... Come on. I had to have looked it up at some point. I can only imagine what I'm trying to consider right now. Don't at least go look. I think I'm fucking this up right now. All right. Well, I think I may have totally fucked that up. I think the Princess Road, I think I just fucked that up. We'll find out, I guess. 7 furlongs on the dirt in the rain. Soft and sloppy dirt track here in Fukuoka in the Japanese World Cup Sprint. And we're going to bet on ourselves to win. And we're not even the favorite. All right. I have a lot of consternation over this race. Yep.
The horses are on the track.
Terrible start.
And away they go.
I didn't need a terrible start.
Late start.
As you can see, we went into overheating mode almost immediately. That's not good either. Finally got that corrected. You don't have the rail. I mean, this is all kinds of not good. Look at how fast those other horses are. Look how fast all of the other horses are. I mean, we're still in front of a couple of horses, but we're behind a lot of them. And there's not much distance left, so I need to get to the whip, like right now. I should be going out instead of in.
Furlongs to go.
All right, that's good. That's a positive sign. Oh no, we're getting overtaken. No.
Show your guts.
Oh my god.
Finish. My goodness, they've lost their chance.
Oh my god, my horse got fucking embarrassed. Good grief. Wow. And I got a blocking course. I don't know who I blocked, just for being slow. Oh my god, that was brutal. Alright. Is it the Empress that I need? Continental Cup. I don't know which one it is that I need for this last title. To be quite frank, I think I fucked it up already, but... Are we going to do the Continental Cup? Yes. Yes, we are. Back to Washington, D.C. We are the favorite. Back on the turf. All right, let's get that exact in. 31.9 to 1. It's no 150 to 1, that's for sure. And just letting you know, we got about 35 minutes left in this video. So
The horses are
I just didn't think it was worth splitting it up into two.
Go!
All right. Up to the lead. We start moving over a little bit. And the good thing about having this, the pack thing partially lit up is that you don't have to be way in the front. You don't have to be number two. You know, number two probably has to be in the lead to do well. Of course, we were way over speed there, but we can hang back here a little bit and get away with it, at least in the beginning part of the race. Very spread out field right now. All right, now we're speeding up a little bit. Again, we're overheating. Good grief. Come on, horse. What are you doing? This is one of the most annoying things to me, when your horse only wants to be running in yellow or blue and not in green. It's very infuriating. One of the hardest things I have to deal with.
5 furlongs to go.
All right. Well, we're back in the front now, and we're in the green. And we're not going to get the revolution, so we've got to win this on good looks alone. And we don't have a lot of energy. We don't. So
They're in the home stretch.
we get last corner leader.
Wow,
That's good.
quick
We need
reaction.
that.
2 furlongs to
The
go.
11 goes. We
The
get strong
adrenaline's
heart to
really
trigger.
flowing.
Can we catch up with the 11 down the stretch? I don't think we're going to. We've got a nose in front, and we do pull it out. Gotta love it. All right, good job, horse.
We have a winner.
Inquiry all you want. Course record. That sure didn't feel like a course record. We did get dinged for blocking the course, but that's okay. I guess I just gave up on the Princess Road. I don't know what happened there. All right, no energy. At the height of our horsepowers right now. We still have a couple of things left to trigger. Am I even gonna go look? Maybe I just decide I don't need that because I already have it already. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. We're never going to be able to get that. One of those races is way too long. All right. And we can't get that because you need a longer running turf horse. Basically, I need to breed in the future a like 9 to 18 turf horse with a good interval to unlock some of these remaining things. And then I've got to breed an incredible filly that can run for distance and run with no rest. And maybe Totem will be part of that breeding. I don't know. Are we going to try the February Stakes to get the all-rounder? I guess we will. Hopefully we have better luck than we did in Fukuoka. All right, we won Horse of the Year, best 3-year-old filly. Should be about 7 Gs. And maybe someday we can appear on the other side of that tote board in the special races. All right, we are not the favorite. Visible Colony is the favorite. Cloudy, G&G, good, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Good and good. All right. By the way, they are rebuilding the Belmont Racecourse, New York, right now. So if you want to see something pretty cool, you can go to their website and see the projected future track and the different surfaces and stuff like that. It's pretty cool to look at. All right. Pretty good start
And
there.
away they go.
Off we go. And keep in mind, New York has 3 really good race courses. They have Saratoga, obviously. They have the Belmont. They have the Aqueduct race course, that I think is in the city. So they've got 3 good tracks. So New Yorkers have no dearth of options when it comes to horse racing. Unfortunately, that's pretty much all the horse racing left in New England. It's not harness racing. So got to go to New York to watch the ponies.
Looking good.
If you're in New England. All right, we got free triggering
Okay,
even on
this
the
is where
outside.
the race is won.
We're a little bit overheated. And we're going to start to move outwards to get clear of everybody.
They're in the home stretch.
You're going to get to the whip right there.
Longs to go.
Oh, this is going to be tough. Special abilities don't fail me now. Oh, they're failing me right now. Oh my god. Yeah, we're not gonna
Finish.
Yikes.
My goodness, they've lost
4th
their
place
chance
finish.
at
That is not good. Are we gonna retry that? No. Okay. I guess I was just like, nope, we're not going to bother. All right. We got the Royal Cup we could do. And King Cup Springs, 16 furlongs. So we can't do that. Too far. So I think we're going to do the Royal Cup, which is 6 furlongs on the turf. Yeah, you definitely need the longer distances for some of these horse titles. And I want to say there's some really long ones over in Europe. There might be like an 18 furlong over in Europe that you can unlock. Yep, so I can't do the older triple spring. Obviously, I can't do the Prince Road, can't do the GP Hunter. We lost our chance at the irregular triple. Speed Star, I could try that. Royal Cup, Spring Mile Cup, Sprinters Cup, Mile Champ Cup. I could try that. Speed Star. I wish you could tag the horse title and then have it automatically enter you in those races. So why don't we try Speed Star? All right, Royal Cup, here we come. And we are not the favorite. Sunny, fast, and firm track surface. We're going to do a Quinella. You just pick the first 2 horses in any order. All right. That's when you're really not sure who's going to finish first. All right. I don't think we've raced this before. Oh, yeah, we have Wardrobe Bid. Never mind. Yep, just 1 turn. Maybe 1 or 2 long shots in there.
The horses are on the track.
I gotta tell you, I greatly prefer
And away
the
they go.
European 6 furlong races because usually they're in a straight line. You don't have to do any maneuvering, which is nice. All right, we're in a great position here. We're going a little too fast. We're going to start slowing down. One part of the Mobius strip is there. We'll speed up a little bit. Red X. All right, we're going to whip at 1.8 if we don't fuck up the timing.
2 furlongs to go.
There it is. Broken glass. And we are off like a shot. See you later, everybody.
Great.
Oh,
Now
you
give
thought
it
you
all
were in
you
the
got.
lead. Strong heart triggers.
Adrenaline's
This is
really
not going to be a
flowing.
dominating victory. Those other two horses, 9 and 10, were pretty good. They hung around a little bit. But we did get the Red Revolutions to win that race.
We have a winner.
All right, look at that. All SS. We'll take it. All right, we're going to check on the next race, which should be Spring Mile Cup on 6-1. And I think we're just going to go right to that one and race it. All right, back to DC. And again, we're not the favorite. To a horse we've lost to before, Frail Bank, I think, won one of the other races we were in. And I just ate it. Ate the loss. All right, 8 furlongs on the turf, sunny, fast, and firm. And we are going to get to racing here in just a minute. All right, Spring Mile Cup, the track record 1:32. Can we beat that? Ooh, one really long shot, 194 to 1 in there.
The horses are on the track.
And away they go. That was a great start.
All right, rough track, nothing triggering here. Still trying to trigger that last special ability. I don't know what it is, but I don't think it's rough track okay. I've ridden enough on rough track to where it should have triggered and it hasn't. A
Looking
little bit over
good.
speed there. Free kicks in again.
Okay, this is where the race is won.
Everybody's moving out to give us a good avenue to run up. Horse in front of us are
They're in
bumping.
the home stretch.
I'm going to go to the whip. I'm going to move out here around the leader.
2 furlongs to go.
Number 8
Show
coming
your
with us,
guts.
pretty strong. We're on the rail. Oh my goodness.
Don't give up
Please
now.
speed up. Grit kicks in. Special ability, but it is not
Finish.
enough. You may have finished 3rd. All right, well, I think we have to retry that one. It gave us all bad marks. All right, we're going to retry that so we can preserve our chance of this horse title. Hopefully this time we can run a little bit better race.
The horses are on the track.
And for those interested, got about 21 minutes left in the video.
And away they go.
All right. Got to get out of the rough here. The future rough.
Okay, this is where the race is won. They're in the home stretch.
All right, maneuvering out to victory. We're going to hit the whip.
Furlongs to go.
This time, the 14 is going to come up and close with us. And here comes the 7 to the whip. We go. Oh,
they
God.
reached their limit.
He just smoked right by. Yeah, embarrassing. We got blasted. That was worse than the previous race. And I thought I ran that so good. Oh my God. Well, we only get one retry. So Speedstar is now officially out the window. I want to say that I'm getting the picture that this horse is basically like unfulfilled potential. We didn't, and we know what the other grit one is, but we aren't going to get all our special abilities unlocked. We didn't win the races that we should have won to achieve the full complement of horse titles that this horse could win. So while it's an extremely talented horse, and I think it's going to be great in the breeding shed, the racing career, unfortunately, is one of, did it do good? Yes. Could it have been great? Yes. Did it achieve that greatness? No. No, it didn't. And so that's kind of bad. It's a shame. All right, back to the tri-oval here in Toronto. You can see if maybe a little home cooking treats me nicer. I feel very at home in this track.
The horses are on the track.
And this is the race we get to cross from the grandstands
And
twice.
they're off.
So maybe the crowd cheering Totem on will allow it to perform well. All right, we already fell way back. Even though I didn't necessarily think we were racing badly. Moving to the outside.
Looking good.
Free triggers, so that's good. We are dead last. We've got to move up here. Get a red X for our first revolution. Alright, now we're not last anymore. Moving through about 5.5 furlongs. Continuing to steadily move up.
They're
We're
midway
now
down the
in our
back stretch.
normal position. We're racing in the blue. Continuing to move up. So I can state we're not going to get a revolution because we're in the blue. Second red X. All right, maybe possible to get 3 red X's. Now we're overheating. Now we're in the blue. I've never gotten a red X one, so I don't know what to do. So I'm just going to do it. Last corner leader turns into long spurt, so it involves skill. And that looks like it's all we're going to need. Some of these horses are going to run at the end. It's not going to make a difference. We are too far ahead. Sorry, number 6. You got caught up. We saw it happen, and that's why you didn't
We have
win.
a winner.
All right. I think we got our bet, though. So, yeah, evolved to last corner leader, evolved to long spurt. We did hit our bet. So long spurt is a good skill or a special ability to take forward to the breeding barn. So that's going to give you that jolt down the stretch. Yep. And we know the other one at the bottom is grit. So I just can't. It's probably rough okay if I'm remembering what the father's abilities were. I rode in the rough plenty of times. Should have been enough to trigger it. I just don't understand that. Maybe I should just ride an entire race in the rough to see if I can get it to go. All right, we're going to try the Sprinters Cup in Miami, maybe. Just 'cause. And we're not the favorite, again, to Frail Bank, but that's okay. That never stopped me before. 6 furlongs on the turf in Miami. Sunny, fast, and firm. This is probably Gulfstream Park in real life. I was just talking to a friend of mine about Gulfstream Park the other day. She lives down there. I'm like, how can you love horses and you've never been to Gulfstream Park? What's wrong with you? All right. Outer turf. No real super long shots
The
there.
horses are on the track.
And we're starting on the inside, so that's good.
And away they go.
Are we going to take the rail? If there's no rough, yes, I'm taking the rail. All right, I feel great right now. We got to slow down a little bit, I think. We're not going to get a revolution, so we've got to slow down a little bit. All right, that being said, we're in a phenomenal position. Here they come from the backside. We get long spurt. Strong heart evolves to toughness. And we surge to the lead. And if those two carry forward, you're going to have a pretty good horse. So, easy victory. Kind of a perfect race, even though the Revolutions didn't say it was.
We have a
We
winner.
moved up, established the rail, and just kind of led the entire way for the most part. Really crushing victory. And toughness, evolved skill. Really nice win. All right. Am I going to go look back at this thing I couldn't win because I'm a loser? Mile Championship Cup. I guess we'll try to win it. We'll win 3 of the 4 races and ruin it for somebody else. All right, we were going to do it anyway. 8 furlongs on the turf in San Francisco. I think that's probably the imaginatively named Golden Gate Park. All right, no, that's an actual park. Golden Gate Fields was an American horse racing track straddling Berkeley and Albany, California, along the shoreline of the San Francisco Bay. It closed June 9th, 2024. Shameful. Yep, they probably got offered $1 bajillion to sell it for the land, and that's why it's not a horse racing track anymore. And face it, I think that for horse racing to survive, you got to evolve and move to where the people are. More people live in the South. You need to get that younger demographic invested in horse racing. And I think they need to build more tracks in the South, just my opinion. You know, you closed it in Boston, you closed it in San Francisco, and maybe you need to, I don't know, build an indoor one, maybe in Arizona. Maybe a synthetic surface, so it wouldn't be affected by weather. You could run year round. Free evolves to flexible, by the way. Also really nice. And, you know, get down here in the South, Georgia, South Carolina. Both spots that have a history of horse racing, and I think a track would be strongly supported. Just one man's opinion. All right, moving up here, we're going to hit the whip. Shoot to the lead, overtake the 14. The 13 is trying to come with us, but can't. The 2 is coming on here up the inside, and the 7 is coming hard, but the race is already over. All right, another victory. Are we going to try to get a dirt win? We still got the all-rounder out there. Third evolved skill. Just imagine if we had all 5 evolved skills. The evolved skill of Rough Track, okay, by the way, is Rough Track good. Even though we don't have it unlocked, I'm relatively certain that's what it would have been. Look at all those grade ones. A couple of losses thrown in there. World Cup Sprint, Summer GP, Spring Mile. That one hurts. February Stakes. I guess I'm just going to find one more race to run in here. Tokyo Cup. Winter GP. All right, I guess we're going to run it in the Winter Grand Prix. This might be the last race for this horse. That I'm not certain about. I'm just guessing. We are the favorite. Sunny, fast, and firm. 12.5 furlongs on the turf in Miami. And we'll see what we can do here. All right, Winter GP field. One horse is 150 to 1 in
The
there.
horses are on the track.
Probably Navy Station, based on the weight. Pretty good start.
Go!
The jockey next to me, the pink and brown outfit. I don't know, man. He got lucky with the color-coordinated helmet, though. I forgot, this is a longer race. I wonder if this is one of the tracks with a hill in it, or a dip. That always cracks me up. Like, I've got to look up and see if that would be okay, or if the track has to be flat now for thoroughbred racing. I always find it funny when there's a dip in the track. You would think it would make the prone to injury right there. You know, if it had a dip in the track. Way over speed here. I might have a feeling this could be a replay, and I don't really want that. We're still gaining a little bit of green. We're racing in the blue now. We're in the right position. The 13 is a big lead, but the pack is closing in. Now we're in the green, although you can see our horse is way over pace. Look how fast the horse legs are going in the little graphic. Yeah, too fast. Slow down,
the back
please.
stretch.
Here we go. All right. I'm gonna move out a little bit. Oh boy, lots of horses coming up. I gotta get to the whip, man.
Wow. quick
All right,
reaction.
long spurt triggers. Open up a huge gap. The 10 is coming. He is not coming fast enough. And we're going to get that win. Oh, very nice.
We have a winner.
Is it saying I'm going
Reach
to
the
get
horse
horse
title
G1
race.
Hunter? So I have to win another race to get G1 Hunter. Maybe we'll go back, do another sprint. All right, well, that was nice. Yeah, it was so inconsistent. I've never won the G1 Hunter with this horse yet. All right, horse of the year, best sprinter or miler, best 4-year-old mare should be 10,000. All right. Well, really, really solid career. I think we went horse of the year 3 years straight. You can see the speed ticking down, the other stats ticking down. But I think we have enough to win one more grade 1. If I was really brave, I would have tried the dirt race. But we're going to pass on the all-rounder and instead go for the Royal Cup. This will probably be our last race with Totem. Unfulfilled potential. We are not the favorite. So we will do a Quinella 314. 6 furlongs on the turf. It's sunny, fast, and firm. And we're going to try to close out our racing career with a Grade 1 victory in the Royal Cup.
The horses are on the track.
All right, pretty good start. We are inside, so that bodes well. The 2 drops back immediately. The 1 drops back immediately. We're going to come over and get the rail. There's no rough here on this course. The 4 is way out in front. We're going to let him run. We're going to start dialing back our speed. We've got a full green meter, and we've got the first part of the Red Revolution. We've got the middle part of the Red Revolution. We're going to whip at 1.8. And we are going to finish off with a Red Revolution. Toughness triggers again.
Now give it all you got.
We have to maneuver our horse to get around the horse in front of us, but we are going to eke out the victory. There it is, folks.
We have a winner. Yes, horse title.
And the Grade 1 Hunter is now our horse title. All right, we missed the course record by 0.3 of a second. All gravy right there. We don't even need to win a bet. All right, back here in the barn. Flexible, toughness, and long spurt, all evolved skills. Indian Larkin spinning post. Good breeding combo. I suggest you try that if you have this game. Couldn't get those last ones to trigger. One's grit. I think the other is rough track. Okay. We are going to retire the horse. And we went 3 horse titles and a fair amount of earnings. And it's not a Hall of Fame horse, and that's totally okay. We're going to go back to the theme park and save. And when we come back next time, we've got another horse that we're going to race. I believe it's going to be a male horse, specializing perhaps in dirt racing, if I'm remembering correctly. So I hope you join me for that. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more Gallop Racer 2006. Thanks for watching, everybody. I will see you next time. Have a great weekend.